support these guys, sometimes I want to hear what they have to say. And not just listening to a guy talk about football and hitting them with some cliches, but, somebody that can be sincere. So I'm always going to be honest. I'm always going to step up and tell you how I feel about a certain issue. If we're not playing well, we're not playing well. If we're playing great, we're playing great. But the one thing I will do is tell you exactly how I feel.
But where does that stem from? I was talking with Torrey Hunter, who's an outfielder for the Tigers and new here.
I know Torrey.
So Torrey's that kind of guy with the Tigers. He told me he feels like that's innate. It's something that his parents taught him, but also he learned from guys like Kirby Puckett and others. Is that where you get it from as well?
Yeah, you learn from the veterans. When I first got in the league, I had my eyes open, kept my mouth closed, and I just listened more than I talked. And what I learned is the more you open up and give yourself to the team, the organization, the community that you're in, the more they'll do the same to you. So if I sit here and shut myself off and just play football, I might not get a high five and a hug when I go to the grocery store. But now it seems as if Detroit and the state of Michigan has adopted me. And I truly feel like this is my second home. And, guys don't usually say that about cities they're in. It's mostly I play football there, and I'm ready to go back home after the season.
Were there distractions for this club a year ago?
Yes. In the offseason there were some things that were going on. And nobody wants to, address issues and talk about them, But at the end of the day, when you're trying to play football and there's murmurs about the character of the team, certain guys not doing what they need to do, it's always in the back of your mind. The good thing over the last few years, I have to give kudos to Coach Schwartz and the staff upstairs for putting the right guys in the jerseys that want to be here, that want to make the right decisions. And you can see that everybody here is focused on the same thing, and that's going out and being the best Detroit Lion teams we could be.
How much does Reggie Bush help this offense, and what position particularly do you think he'll affect the most?
Man, he helps us tremendously. It's just his versatility and what he brings to the table. I'm not even talking about from a game day perspective, just a game plan perspective. Defenses looking at our lineup and saying, okay, we know Matt's good. We know Calvin's good. What are we going to do about Reggie? And what are we going to do about the complementary players? And as far as what position he will affect the most, I can't even call it. I can't say he's going to be, the best running back because he might be the best receiver one game. And that's what's special about signing a guy like that. I hope people out there can truly appreciate the gem we got in Reggie Bush. He is one of the most versatile running backs to play the game. And he's similar to a Marshall Faulk type, in the way that he can run routes, catch the ball with his hands, and still explode past the DB and score a touchdown.
You've talked about Matt Stafford and his ability as well, but a lot was made of his mechanics, some of the things that people feel like were his flaws. Does that affect a receiver when a quarterback throws sidearm, when he's throwing off his back foot and things? And why can he get away with things like that?
Well, he has arm strength and he has that moxie to go out there and attempt to throw that not most quarterbacks will try to. We don't see his mechanics when we're running around. All we see is the delivery and the ball. Now, when we watch film, we may notice things about the quarterback or our route, but at the end of the day, if the ball's near our body, we're not going to say much. If there's some things that he needs to work on, I'm pretty sure he addressed it with the quarterback coach and Scott. But, we go out there and run the routes. We don't throw them.
Have you noticed the cornerback improvement on this club, the depth with a Bentley, with a Green, and now with a Slay, and how have they helped you get better?
Yeah, it's not just depth at the cornerback position. It's also their ability to get their hands on balls. They've been getting their hands on more balls than I've seen in years past, which is what we need. We need to get some tip balls, create turnovers on the defensive side of the ball, which in turn gives us the most momentum and allows us to get the ball back and take shots.
Besides the amount of television work you did in the offseason, what else were you working on?
This knee. I was trying to get this knee healthy. When I broke my leg, they said I wasn't going to be able to, start running and jogging until about training camp. So, playing in the mini camp and showing that I was able to practice over the spring was my intention. And then the break was heal up time and come back at 100%. I didn't want to have any setbacks. So as soon as we hit the ground running, I wanted to be full participation, and that's what I have been. So this is the best I felt before that Chicago game where I broke my leg. So I'm excited about what I got to bring to the table.
Well, it's great to see you. Thanks for the time.
Yep, no problem.